Hello and welcome to the North Penn High School Gymnasium, where we are getting set for some boys basketball action in the second round of the 6A District One playoffs between the North Penn Knights and the Hatboro-Horsham Hatters. For North Penn Television, I'm Jake Lobrecht. Alongside me, Anissa Gardizzi, bringing everything North Penn from us to you here on Channel 28 Comcast, 29 Verizon. And North Penn coming into this ranked number 5, 18-5 on the season. They had a first round bye, and the Hatboro-Horsham Hatters, there we go, came at 13-10, ranked number 21, coming off an upset over CB West. They upset them 34-32 in double overtime. And that's where we stand as we get ready to start in the second round of the playoffs. Both teams bringing out a big crowd, big student section. As we get ready for tip-off, it's going to be Ricky Johns for North Penn going against Clifton Moore for the Hatters.
And as we know, coming off that overtime, the Hatters are ready to play against North Penn, the number 5th seed. They're ready to keep their season going. And the tip-off.
And Moore wins the tip-off. Getting it back to number 2, Cruz for the Hatters. He'll pass it over to Davis. And now that's Cruz. Now over to Schalke. Now back to Dixon. Cruz. Now over to Shoemaker. Now out to Schalke. And now Cruz has it behind the line. Over to Davis. Davis makes some moves, drive forwards, and he'll lay it out to Edwards. Puts it up to Schalke. Shot goes off the rim, recovered by Ford. Going the other way for the Knights. 7:20 left in the opening quarter. Ford directing some traffic. He'll pass over to Coleman. Now down to Johns. Johns defended heavily. And now Udinsky moving over to Ford. He puts it up for 3 and just off the rim. Recovered by number 24. That's going to be Moore moving the other way. Passing over to Davis. And out of bounds off of Davis. So North Penn will take over with 6:54 left in the opening quarter. Udinsky's going to pass it into Ford to commence the Knights' second drive of possession. Ford passes it back to Udinsky. Now over to Giuliani. He'll lob it cross court to Ford, nearly intercepted, but Johns comes down with it and he'll lose it. And now Davis is going the other way. Puts it up and he sinks the 2-pointer for the opening score of this game. 2-0 now, the Hatters lead as Ford is moving the other way for the Knights over to Udinsky. Tries to make a move, walking a thin line near the boundary line, and the Hatters force a turnover going the other way. That's going to be number 2, Brandon Cruz rather, and he'll pass it back. And the shot for 3 just off the rim. And that was Moore with the shot, nearly gets his own rebound, but Giuliani lobs it down to Coleman, and Coleman sinks the easy layup. We're all tied up at 2 with 6 minutes left in the opening quarter in this fast-paced action as Cruz is moving up for the Hatters. Now over to Davis. Davis defended by Ford. He'll leave it off for Cruz. He'll pass it back to Davis. And now to Schalke. And now over to Edwards. Back to Cruz. Cruz slowing everything down for the Hatters. Defended by Coleman, trying to make a move. He'll pass it over to Edwards. 5:15 left in the opening quarter. Tied up at 2. Edwards passing down low to Schalke. Now back out to Crew. Back to Schalke. Back to Crew as they pass it back and forth over to Davis. Davis defended by Ford and Johns. They'll now turn around, settle things down. And he'll pass over to Cruz. Tight defense by North Penn, not allowing the Hatters to get anything going. As Cruz trying to pass over, he'll get Schalke, and he turns it over to Johns going the other way. And he's going to be stripped of the ball as he goes to go up for a layup. And now Cruz turns it over to Coleman. He takes a quick jump shot, and just off the backboard, Johns comes down with the rebound, tries the reverse layup, but it's denied. And now Ford comes out with it over to Ford, and now over to Coleman rather, and Udinsky's going to be fouled as he went for the ball. Davis commits the foul for the Hatters. So the first foul of the night goes against the Hatters with 4:30 left in the opening quarter. And Udinski's going to throw it in. And he'll throw it to Ford. Ford's settling everything down. Passes over to, fakes the pass to Coleman, and now he'll execute the pass. Back to Ford, to Giuliani inside the paint. A spin move, tries to put it up, and the shot's blocked. Recovered by Schalke. Now over to Davis. Davis slows down, passing over to Moore. Moore drives forward, puts it up, misses the layup, and Giuliani comes down with it, passing over to Ford. Ford's going to leave it off for Udinski, who drives forward, and he commits a foul against Schalke. Now,
and as we can see, this has been a very slow-paced game so far. Just under 4 minutes left in the first quarter, and it's still tied 2-2.
And Edwards going to pass into Cruz. Over to Schalke. Now over to Moore. Puts it up for three, and he sinks it. Uncontested shot by Moore gives the Hatters a 3-point lead. As Coleman has it for the Knights, passing over to Udinski. Udinski passes it back to Coleman. Now back to Udinski. Makes a move, puts it up for two. And Reese Udinski, he's not going to miss from there if you don't contest him. And he makes it a 1-point game with the two-pointer. So now Cruz moving up for the Hatters. 5-4, the score with the Hatters in the lead. 3:10 left in the opening quarter. Cruz trying to make a move. And we have a jump ball as Udinski and Edwards both go for it, and North Penn's going to get it. And Mitchell's going to come in for Coleman as North Penn makes a quick substitution. Mitchell gets the pass from Udinski, and he's going to move up now, approaching the 3-minute mark. Still 1-point late game with North Penn down. Over to Udinski. Now down low to Johns. Back to Udinski. He puts it up for three. Just off the rim. Giuliani comes down with it. And now he has a foul called against him. And it's going to give the Hatters the possession with 2:50 left in the opening quarter.
Yep, the score is still 5-4 for the Hatters. They're ahead by one. As neither team has really been able to break away from the other in the first quarter.
And Cruz driving hard up the far sideline, passing off to Davis, makes a move, drives forward, and he puts it up as he splits through the North Penn defense to give the Hatters a 3-point lead. Mitchell now moving up for North Penn.
And Davis now with 4 of the Hatters' 7 points.
And Johns puts up the bucket. And it looks like there was a foul, so he'll go to the line as well. So the 2-point will count for Johns, and he'll now go to the line, and he should only be shooting one.
This is where North Penn could tie up the game, only down by one, as Johns prepares for his first foul shot.
And John sinks it, and as mentioned, he will only be shooting one. So we tie up the game at 7 with 2:20 left in the opening quarter. Cruz is going to start up for the Hatters, defended by Mitchell. He'll pass it up to Davis. Davis passing down low to Moore. He puts it up. And now a foul called against Johns. And it will send Moore to the line.
And it's going to be Moore's first time at the line tonight, shooting 2. 2 minutes and 8 seconds left. He's going to try and break this tie, which he does. The Hatters now taking an 8-7 lead.
And Moore looking to go 2 for 2 here on his second attempt. And he sinks that one as well. So he gives the Hatters a 2-point lead as Mitchell looks to move up for North Penn. Pass it back to Ford.
And now we see Johns putting it up. And that's going to be recovered there by Moore. Davis will put it up. Moore gets the rebound. And it looks like Moore just got fouled there. I think that was by Johns from North Penn. Moore will now be going to the foul line for 2. And this is his second time at the foul line that we've seen within the past minute. He just sunk his last 2. So we'll see what he'll do here. And he'll sink the first one.
Morris now 3 for 4 on the night as he attempts his second one. And Moore sinks the second one as well. Gives the Hatters a 4-point lead with 1:48 left. Mitchell moving up the near sideline, trying to get around Davis. He splits through the defense, tries to put it up, and just off target with the shot. And now a foul caught against North Penn once again. And these early mistakes have to disappear quickly, because if not, they could come back and hurt North Penn in the long run, as they're already down by 4 with 1:40 left in the opening quarter.
That is right. Trailing by 4 isn't too bad here in the first quarter, but if the mistakes continue, it could get worse.
And now we have Coleman coming in for Mitchell, as Cruz moving up with possession over to Moore. Getting around Johns, putting it up. Shot was just high, gets his own rebound, puts it down for 2. And that's another 2-pointer for Moore. 13-7 the score as the Hatters leave. Forward cross pack over to Coleman, just recovered at the line, and then turns it over to Davis, moving the other way. Lays on his spin move.
And I believe that's going to be foul called on North Penn. That was a foul from Ford there. And currently Moore from Hatboro-Horsham has 9 points for this game, which is pretty impressive, as the Hatters have 13 total. So the Knights will have to look to adjust for him.
And now the Knights call a timeout, their first of the game, with 1:09 left in the opening quarter. As Anissa mentioned, 13-7 the score, and Moore with 9 of the 13. That's incredible. And the only other scorer for the Hatters is Davis, who has the other 4, both 2-pointers. So Moore and Davis getting it done for the Hatters early on. As North Penn, they have several different scores, with Yedinsky with 2, Coleman with 2, and Johns with 3. That's how we got to North Penn 7, as they look, as both teams go back to the court. It's going to be the Hatters throwing it in.
And as we mentioned, Moore with the most points for the Hatters. He is 6'10", so we will see his rebounds probably for the rest of the game, as we have so far. He's definitely going to be a valuable player here for the rest of the game.
And Edwards passed it in, but it looked like he might have violated the time allotted to pass it in. So Yedinsky's going to take over for North Penn, passing it into Mitchell. Mitchell back to Yedinsky, now up to Coleman, now Mitchell. Back to Coleman, now over to Yedinsky. Puts it up for 2. And just off the rim and backboard, recovered by Edwards, going the other way for the Hatters, passing over to Cruz.
And we're just past the 45-second mark. Hatters lead 13-7.
And Cruz still has it after the pass back from Davis, slowing things down, trying to exit the first quarter with the lead.
And here's the 30-second mark.
And Cruz now just being contested by Mitchell, passing over to Davis. He'll pass it over to Moore as North Penn defense backs off a little bit, back to Cruz. Cruz has Davis on the far sideline. Now he executes the pass over to Davis. Under 10 to go in the final opening quarter, as Moore passing back to Cruz, now over to Davis. He'll put it up just in time and off the back of the rim. And that's going to conclude this first quarter. North Penn trails by 7-13 as Hatboro-Horsham leaves the first quarter with a lead.
And North Penn, as Jake just mentioned, had 7 points in the first quarter. 3 from Johns, 2 from Coleman, and the last 2 from Yedinsky. As for the Hatters, they've put up 13 points, and they've had a total of 9 from Moore, 4 from Davis. And as you guys can see, both teams have brought out a huge crowd here in the second round of the District 6A playoffs. I believe for North Penn it's jersey night, so they are sporting their jerseys. And I can't tell from here what the Hatters are doing. I'm guessing it's a blackout. But both teams brought their schools. We also have cheerleaders from both teams rooting on their basketball teams. And for one of these teams tonight, their season will end, so we know that we're in for a good game.
And whichever team wins this game will go on to face either Coatesville or Downingtown West, who is also in action tonight. So they will play the winner of that contest as we look to start the second quarter. Once again, the score 13-7 as Edwards looks to pass it in and presumably to Davis. So Davis moving up for the Hatters, passing over to Cruz. Now down to Edwards. Tries the alley-oop pass to Davis, and Davis comes down with it and now puts up the layup. So the alley-oop was unsuccessful, but he puts down the layup. And now Mitchell passing over to Yedinsky. Yedinsky over to Coleman, to Kortnick in the slot, tipped by Cruz, and Davis comes down with possession. He's going to drive forward, poked free by Mitchell, and out of bounds. And they're going to say it went off of Mitchell, so the Hatters will continue with possession with 7:26 left in the second quarter. 15-7, the Hatters lead. And so Moore is going to throw it in for the Hatters. He'll throw it into Edwards. Now back out to Davis. Back to Moore. Puts it up. And off the rim, recovered by Yedinsky, going the other way for the Knights. Yedinsky's driving forward. He's going to put it up, and he was fouled in the process. So he'll go to the line to shoot two.
Yedinsky's first time at the line tonight.
And Yedinsky misses his first attempt. And he misses his second attempt as well. Doesn't make either attempts. That's not Reese Yedinsky-like, as he's usually a solid free throw shooter. As Cruz moves back up for the Hatters.
And just under 7 minutes left here in the second quarter. Hatters still up 15-7.
And Sharkey now puts it up.
And it looks like he will be going to the foul line now.
And so this is his first trip to the free throw line. Has yet to score, so he'll look to make a splash on the scoreboard with his first free throw attempt. And he sinks that one. 16-7 now, the score is 6:52 left in the second quarter as Sharkey looks to attempt the second one. And he misses that one. Edwards comes down with the rebound. And a traveling call against him. So North Penn will take over with possession. Yedinsky's going to throw it into Mitchell with 6:50 left, 16-7 the score as Yedinsky now gets it back, passing back over to Mitchell. He'll pass it back to Yedinsky as they play catch. Down low to Giuliani. Back out to Mitchell. And North Penn's going to continue with possession.
And the Knights have yet to score here in the second quarter, so we should be expecting that soon. They've stayed at 7.
And now Coleman, or scratch set, Johns coming in for Kortnick. As Mitchell's going to pass it in. Pass it out to Coleman, who comes down with it. And then a traveling call against him, so he's going to turn it back to the Hatters. And the early mistakes continue for North Penn. And they are still down 16-7. Now Now Edwards passing it back to Cruz. Cruz moving forward, defended by Mitchell. He's going to get around him. Pass it out to Davis. Back to Cruz. Now Edwards in the slot, puts it up. And in and out it goes, and Giuliani comes down with the rebound. Breaks 3 from 2 defenders. Gets around, sidesteps another one, and then sinks a layup for the first point for North Penn in this quarter. And that was a beautiful play by Giuliani, getting through 2 defenders and then sidestepping a third and sinking a layup.
And not only was that the first points for North Penn in the second, but his first points all game. Very impressive.
And now a foul caught against Mitchell as he tried to poke check the ball away from Cruz. And now Ford coming in for Mitchell. 5:55 left in the second quarter, 16-9 the score. And actually Ford's going to come in for Coleman. Mitchell's going to remain in the game as Cruz goes to the line for his first free throw attempt. He misses that one, and he will only be shooting 2. Ford, a nice recovery there along the sideline. Passing over to Mitchell, who now drives forward over to Ford. Now down low to Johns, and he misses the layup as he just loses possession. Now Mitchell attempts the three-pointer, and he sinks it. Now Mitchell making up for the missed layup by Johns, and it comes off and pays forward for the Knights as they come away with 3 points instead of 2 to cut the Hatters' lead down to 4 as Cruz passing over to Davis. Davis now poke checked by Johns, and then Davis comes up with it, and a jump ball is going to be called, and they're going to give it to North Penn as we can see the ref at half court, and a timeout called by the Hatters. So what a turn of events for North Penn as they not only get 5 points, but they now have possession and force the Hatters to call timeout.
That is right. Just as we saw the Hatters trying to pull away, I mean, I believe they did have a 9-point lead there at one point, and now it's down to 4. So North Penn's really turned it on, not letting that lead grow any larger. And they're going to stay in this game. As you can see on the court, the Hatters cheerleaders are out. And there's 5 minutes and 17 seconds left until halftime. And as I just mentioned, the Hatters lead by 4, 16-12.
So both teams still in the huddle. So both teams will come back out onto the court. North Penn will throw it in to resume play as Udinski is going to be out of bounds to throw it in because of the jump ball, and it looks like he'll throw it into Mitchell. But he's going to be defended by Sharkey, and they're going to bring Davis and Cruz up, and
like
Edwards
the Hatters
at
are
half court.
really pushing up here.
And now Ford going to replace Udinski.
Very interesting setup from the Hatters.
They really want to apply the pressure here. Ford passing back to Mitchell. They've left Giuliani down court, and now Mitchell drives forward. He puts it up. And now a foul called against the Hatters, and the Hatters left David Giuliani at half court all by himself. They're lucky Mitchell was not able to find him, because Giuliani would have been home free for an easy layup. But nonetheless, Mitchell goes to the line to shoot 2 with 5:08 left in the second quarter. Mitchell sinks his first attempt as he looks to make his second attempt as well. Sinks that one as well. So with the 2 free-pointers, they've now cut the Hatters' lead to 2 with 5:08 left in the second quarter as Edwards passes it in to Cruz. Now Cruz.
Mitchell now with 5 points just in this quarter for North Penn. Definitely a big help, as you just saw Giuliani ripping it out of Moore's hands. Now it's going to pass it over to Ford. Back up to Giuliani.
And Udinski comes back to save it at half court as it was tipped back there. And now Udinski with a far away 3-shot and hits the rim and goes out of bounds. So the Hatters will take over. And that was a beautiful double team on Moore As Anissa mentioned earlier, he's 6'10", not easy to cover, but they double teamed him, and Giuliani came away with the steal. Unfortunately, they were not able to convert as Cruz moves up with it for the Hatters. Now over to Moore. Double team him again. Back to Cruz. Back to Moore. An uncontested three-pointer, and just off the back of the rim. And Johns nearly comes down with it, but Black gets it stripped by Johns. Now going the other way is Giuliani. Giuliani gonna pass it over to Udinsky. And now over to Mitchell. Mitchell puts it up for three. And Ford comes down with the rebound, puts it up. He misses that one. And now Sharkey comes down with it. And he passes it off the foot of Ford and out of bounds.
And unfortunately, that run was not successful for the Knights, but it did look great. Their passing, their connections. Hopefully we'll see that connection execute later in the game, but that looked great for North Penn there.
Yeah, they're really starting to play as a team right now, as they had some minor flaws earlier in the first quarter. They're really starting to come together, and they've knocked the Hatters lead down to 2 as Cruz passes it over to Moore. Now Edwards, now Cruz, now over to Black. Back to Cruz, over to Moore. Back to Cruz. Over to Edwards, now Black. Back to Edwards. Walking a thin line there as they almost went to the half-court violation. And Cruz passing, Edwards passing to Cruz now. Now over to Sharkey, back to Cruz, now Black for three. And he sinks it. So Black gets his first bucket in the contest. Now back to 5 points is the lead for the Hatters as Mitchell passing over to Ford. He puts it up for three. And he sinks it. They go shot for shot. And it's back to a 2-point game with 3:10 left in the second quarter as Cruz is going to move up with possession. 19-17, the Hatters lead. Cruz passing over to Moore. Defended by Mitchell, poke check by Mitchell, and Giuliani comes down with it. Back to Mitchell. He passes down low to Giuliani, who puts it up and sinks the layup and one. So it's really come together for the Knights right now as David Giuliani sinks the layup and now goes to the free throw line for his first attempt in the contest.
And Giuliani has really been shining in the second quarter here. We've seen him on defense, getting rebounds with the breakaways. And now with his first foul shot, he will sink it. That makes 5 points for Giuliani just in this quarter alone. And it also puts the Knights ahead of the Hatters, 20-19, finally taking the lead.
So now Moore passing it in to Cruz. 2:45 left in the second quarter, and North Penn now leads by one, 20-19. As Cruz looking to direct traffic over to Moore. Back to Cruz. Over to Moore. Tries to drive forward. He'll leave it off for Cruz. Now over to Edwards. Now back to Moore, who puts it up for three. And he misses the shot. Johns nearly comes down with the rebound, but Black passes it back out to Edwards. And he misses the shot. Mitchell comes down with the rebound. Mitchell over to Udinsky. Udinsky over to Ford, who drives forward, puts it up, and he sinks the floating shot. Lands forward with 5 points. North Penn now leads by 3 with just about 2 minutes left in the second quarter. 22-19 the score as Cruz passing over to Black now crosses it over to Moore, who drives forward. He's gonna put it up, and he misses the shot, but he's gonna go to the line to shoot 2. And Moore is 4 for 4 on the contest so far, so he's the wrong guy to send to the line from a Knights perspective, but nonetheless he will go to shoot 2. And 5 for 5 as Moore looks to take the second shot as Davis comes in for Sharkey.
These are his first points of the second quarter, so we can tell that the Knights have adjusted. I mean, he did score 9 in the first quarter, so there has been some adjustments from the Knights standpoint, and he'll miss his second.
And now Giuliani passing over to Mitchell. Mitchell now moving up under 2 minutes. Mitchell making a move, driving forward out to Ford. Now Giuliani drives forward, puts it up, misses the shot, and Moore nearly comes down with it. Davis gets it in the paint. A quick pass over to Edwards. And Heiserman, as he was diving for the ball, it looks like he hurts Edward. And Edwards is still down on the court. Hopefully he's all right.
And it looks like he'll be staying in this game as we have just about a minute and a half left to go until halftime. The Knights are up 22-20. And that's going to be Edwards at the foul line for the Hatters.
An incidental play there by Heiserman as he was just diving for the ball. Ends up tripping up Edwards as he goes to the line, still kind of stumbling on the leg. And he misses his first free throw attempt. You can see he's applying a little pressure to the right leg as he's still probably in some pain. But by no means was that on purpose, as this is a playoff game. It's 100% competition. You know, he's not out here trying to hurt people, as Edwards misses the second shot attempt as well. Davis gets the rebound, passing over to Edwards. Now Black over to Cruz. Back to Davis. Now Cruz and Edwards, you can see him on by the paint, still limping just a little bit. Trying to work through the paint as Cruz. And an up and down call against Cruz will give the Knights possession once again. A Picayune mistake by Cruz, and it will give the Knights possession as Mitchell drives forward across Davis. Down to Giuliani in the corner, puts it up for three, and just off the rim, put back up by Heiserman, and Moore comes down with it. Now passing over to Cruz.
North Penn, they're keeping some really deep defense, trying to get it back, but the Hatters now have possession. That's Crew.
And Black puts it up for three, and he misses it all as Ford gets the rebound. Now passing up to Mitchell. It was deflected, but Mitchell recovers nicely and gets it. Now passing over to Heiserman, who drives forward, passing it back out to Ford. Now over to Yedinsky.
And we're approaching the 30-second mark here.
And Heiserman passed down to Giuliani, and a behind-the-back shot, or layup rather, gets 2 points for Derek Giuliani. And now Cruz under 20 seconds now as they play catch with Moore. Now the 20-second mark, up to Edwards. Now Davis, he'll drive forward, puts it up, and he sinks it. And now Mitchell has 10 seconds to work with. He's gonna put it up, or actually passed out to Yedinsky. He has 5 seconds, and looks like a foul caught against Yedinsky. Will give the Hatters possession with 4.3 seconds and a 2-point lead for North Penn. The Hatters will take over with this first half wrapping up. Kortnick's going to come in for Yedinsky.
And that's the third foul on Yedinsky that we've seen tonight. So hopefully that cleans up by the second half of this game. We'll probably talk about it during halftime, but as this game gets going, we definitely don't want any more of that. As you can see, almost picked up by Ford there. And the shot at the buzzer just bounces right out of the net.
Yeah,
so this game will stay 24-22 North Penn.
And after not having the lead after the first quarter, North Penn comes back and gets the lead to go into halftime. And they go into halftime on a high note. So that will wrap up the first half of the boys' second round of playoff action. We'll throw it to a quick break, and we'll be back shortly with some second half action. welcome back to the North Penn High School Gymnasium for some second half action between the North Penn Knights and the Hatboro-Horsham Hatters.
As you can see, they're in our student section for North Penn. I believe it looks like they're riding a roller coaster. That is great. And what a great time to do it. We just came up on camera. Left, right. That is a great student section here tonight, cheering on the North Penn boys basketball team here in the second round of playoffs. Just a recap of the first quarter. We'll go through scoring for North Penn. North Penn's currently up 24-22. They have 5 points from Ford, 5 from Mitchell. They have 3 from Ricky Johns, 2 from Coleman and Udinsky, and then a whopping 7 from Giuliani, who scored all his points there in a very exciting second quarter. And as for the Hatboro-Horsham Hatters, most of their points have been by Moore, who scored 10, and 8 by Davis. Then they have 3 from Black and 1 from Schalk. And something interesting about North Penn here is they've limited, well, as we saw in the first quarter, Moore had 9 points on the Knights, and he is pretty tall. He's 6'10", and they let him have 9 points in that first quarter. But then in the second quarter, they limited him to 1, and it was on a foul shot. And in their last game against Abington, against one of their very tall players, he was 6'7". They were never able to really adjust and get him to stop scoring. But it looks like they figured that out tonight, and it's definitely an improvement from their last game. So if they can hold more back like they did in that second half, they should be all right, as they did pull ahead to a lead now, 24-22.
And we'll make sure we take a look at how they adjust to Moore in the second half. We saw how dominant he was in the first quarter. Let's see what he can do in the second half and see how North Penn responds to him. As we look to begin this second half, it looks like North Penn's going to begin with possession. And after a slow first quarter, North Penn came out strong in the second quarter. So we'll look to see how they can do in this third quarter. Scratch that, Hatboro-Horsham is going to start with possession to begin this third quarter.
And it looks like Moore is going to be passing in, and it looks like he'll be passing in to Cruz, who's been controlling the game for the Hatters in the first half. Cruz now with the ball moving up. He's going to pass it over there to Black. Johns tries to intercept, but it does go right back to Cruz. Black now will put it up, and he'll sink it. I believe that was a 3 there.
That's
Black.
His second 3 in the contest, and that gives the Hatters a 1-point lead as they are back in the lead as Giuliani drives down low, puts it up, and blocked by Moore. A monster block as he comes back, and Giuliani gets his own rebound and puts it up for 2 for North Penn. As Giuliani had his first attempt blocked, he comes back and gets the second one as Black now passing back over to Cruz.
And it is now a 26-25 game. North Penn in the lead. Black's going to throw it back over to Cruz, back to Black. He'll put it up for another 3, and it's going to bounce off the back of the rim. Giuliani will pick it up, and he'll take it himself, passing to Johns right in the middle there. And Johns looking for help. He finds Giuliani. Now to Udinsky for 3, and it's going to bounce off the backboard. Moore came down with it. Now Cruz speeding down the court. Up and take a layup there.
And that's Cruz's first bucket in the contest. Gives the Hatters a 1-point lead once again as Ford passing over to Udinsky.
Udinsky now with the ball. Feeling the pressure there from Davis. He's going to pass it over to Coleman. Coleman up high to Udinsky. Now Giuliani has it in the corner. He'll pass it high back up to Coleman. Coleman will bounce pass it into Udinsky. And that's a pretty obvious foul there. Udinsky will be going to the foul line. He did pause there for a second, and the foul was right there out in the open. Now Udinsky at the foul line.
Udinsky's 0 for 2 thus far in the game. A 1-point game with the Hatters in the lead. Udinsky really wants to make at least 1 here to tie it up.
He'll make his first there, and he has 1 more left here to go. And it's a tie game at 27-27, about 6.5 minutes left to go. There he goes, he'll sink his second, and it looks like more like Udinsky at the foul line that we're used to here in North Penn. Cruz now with the ball for the Hatters. Over to Black. Black passes it down in that corner, back over to Cruz. And Johns will pick up the ball there. Now to Udinsky. Ford now has the ball at the top. To Giuliani under the basket, and he'll put it right up.
And And Giuliani just sinks below the defense. We've seen that quite often throughout the season, and he does it again there as they just pass it down low as he sinks below the net and behind the defense of the Hatters.
Black now with the ball, passing it deep to Schlocky. Black. Intended pass in the middle there, once again intercepted by Johns. And Johns right into the defender there, that was Cruz. Johns will knock him down, so now Hatters pick up possession here. 5 minutes and 38 seconds left to go until the final quarter. The Knights are up by 3, 30-27. And it looks like Cruz will be passing it into Edwards now. Back over to Cruz as the Hatters look to set up their offense. Now Edwards with the ball. Back over to Cruz. And Schlocky puts it up.
And a foul against the Hatters, and the shot will not count, and it will get North Penn possession as Sharkey came in. Looks like he had an offensive foul, so North Penn continues with a 3-point lead with 5:25 left.
It does make sense. We just saw the same things with Johns and another player, so it looks like that's how the rest will be calling the game so far here in the third. Coleman makes his first basket here.
And now we have a timeout called by the Hatters with 5:08 left in the third quarter. North Penn leads by 6, 33-27.
And so far in this game, Giuliani has put up 11 points so far, leading for North Penn. Definitely valuable as they're making their lead run here in the third quarter. As Jake mentioned, the Knights are now up by 6. But we did see the Hatters up by 9 in the second quarter, so this lead is not a comfortable one. As we know, the Hatters have a lot left in them as we continue this game.
And North Penn, they really fought back hard in the first quarter to get the lead. They're looking to maintain it. As mentioned several times, they have a 6-point lead right now. They want to maintain this lead as the Hatters, they worked hard to get their opening lead in the first quarter, but North Penn has worked harder since then, and they have the lead right now. So they'll look to build upon it, and the Hatters look to cut away from it. And I think one key part of the process going down into the later stages of this game is you have to maintain Clifton Moore, the 6'10" player for the Hatters, and they've done it. They did a good job in the second quarter, only allowing him 1 point. We'll look to see how they can do in the third quarter as Cruz moves up with it for the Hatters. He's gonna pass over to Sharkey. Now back to Cruz. Over to Edwards. Back to Cruz. Intended for Moore. Tipped by Cruz, and now the shot by Davis for 3. Misses it. Giuliani gets it. Sidesteps Cruz, now leads Coleman for a layup, and Coleman sinks it for 2. Now North Penn leads by 8 with 4:30 left in the third quarter. Cruz has it along the far sideline, and he's stopped, slowing things down. Now looking to move forward. He'll pass over to Davis.
Davis now with the ball. He's going to pass it over to Edwards. Edwards now moving in. Intercepted once again by Johns. We've seen that 3 times here in the third quarter. He'll pass it over to Ford, who will put it up for a layup. And now the Knights take a 10-point lead, 37-27. Spin move there by Davis. Almost loses it with the pressure there by Udinsky. Davis now into the center, but now Moore is trying to put it up. From behind there, we just saw Ford. That was some great defense put on by North Penn there.
And
not letting Davis get that shot off. Almost intercepted there by Johns and Giuliani, but they let Moore get a hold of it once again.
And with the foul by the combination of Giuliani and Johns, Moore will go to the line. 5 for 6 so far, and now 6 for 7.
And the Knights now only have a 9-point lead as Moore looks to cut that to 8. And Johns will grab the rebound there. Now Ford moving with the ball for the Knights. Will pass up top to Coleman. Ford now. Back up to A.J. Mitchell at the top of the court. He fakes a shot, will pass it right to Ford. Now Giuliani in the center. Wide to Coleman for three. And it bounces right off the rim, doesn't go in. Ford picks it up from going out of bounds. Now Johnson's putting it back up. Recovered there, a rebound by Giuliani. Rebounded again by Coleman. The Knights are not letting go of this possession. A lot of perseverance here in the paint. Now Ford. As we approach the 3-minute mark, the Knights are still leading 37-28. They'll swing it wide to Coleman. Now Johns in the center. A bounce pass to Coleman. He puts it up off the rim. And the collision there. Now it's Evans there. Once again, they're going to call traveling on Coleman there. I believe we did see that earlier in the game. When he did collide in the air, they did call a traveling call. And it looks like Moore will be going out of bounds for the Hatters, passing this in. And there's 2 minutes and 48 seconds on the clock until the final quarter. Knights still up 37-28. Davis will put it up for three. That's going to go right out of bounds. Looks like Coleman will be doing the honors for North Penn, passing it into Mitchell. Mitchell now with the ball for North Penn, approaching 2.5 minutes. Pass over there to Coleman. Now Ford with the ball. Ford will swing it back up top to Mitchell. Mitchell once again to Ford, into the middle for Mitchell. Coleman at the top. Will pass it back to Mitchell as the Knights look to set up their offense here. Giuliani in the middle will swing it to Johns. To Mitchell again for three. He was way past the three-point line. Now Johns with the ball. Swing it over to Coleman, who puts it up. And that rebound was there by Edwards for the Hatters. Hatboro picks up possession now. Just under 2 minutes left in the game, and the score remains the same, 37-28. And that's Ford's fourth foul tonight. We're only in the third quarter here. Edwards will be passing it into Davis. And we see Black coming past the half-court line as well. Black now with the ball. He's going to swing it over to Moore. Davis now with the ball. He'll put it up. And that's going to be intercepted there by Heiserman. Now Johns on the breakaway. Johns will put it up. Johns will be going to the foul line.
Johns is 1 for 1 from the free throw line so far. They'll look to build upon it and build upon North Penn's 9-point lead with 1:42 left in the third quarter.
And he won't make his first shot. 4 left here. The Hatters are going to be subbing in Cruz for Black on the foul shot. And Johns attempting his second free throw here. Second free throw, once again giving the Knights their 10-point lead. And there's just 1:42 left until the final quarter, so 10 points, while it is nice, is not letting them be comfortable at all, as we know the Hatters have not given up yet. And Cruz is going to pass it to Edwards. He fumbles with it, but he keeps it.
Now push against Mitchell will give the Hatters possession to continue with 1:32 left in the third quarter. Still a 10-point lead as Moore looks to pass it in.
And Cruz will pass it back over to Moore, who finds Edwards. Moore now slips out of his hands. And there's going to be a foul there called on North Penn. And that was on Ford. As we just mentioned, he had 4. That makes 5. Ford is fouled out of this game. Now Cruz is going to pass over to Davis. Back over to Davis now. Cruz will swing it out to Edwards. Back to Cruz as he puts it up for three. And that will bounce right out of the basket. Now Coleman slowing it down here for the Knights. Over to Udinsky. And he has room, so he'll shoot a three. And he made that look easy. The North Penn now takes a 41-28 lead as we approach the 50-second mark.
And Reese Udinsky will take an uncontested three-pointer any day, and he'll make it every time. As Davis now passing cross court to
Wide
Edwards.
over to Edwards there. He puts it up for three. That's going to be off the rim. And there, as you saw, it's going to be a foul called on North Penn. Schlocke tried to get that rebound, and the Knights were in the area. Now Moore will be passing out of bounds. Just 36 seconds left until the final quarter. Now Black up to Cruz. Moore puts it up for three. And he will sink his shot. And we're under 30 seconds here until the final quarter. Mitchell now moving down for North Penn. North Penn back at that 10-point lead as they try and make it larger going into the final quarter. Coleman now with the ball in the center. And that was traveling called on Coleman, so now the Hatters will pick up possession with 14 seconds left. And it looks like Cruz will be passing it into Edwards.
It looks like North Penn starting to make some more picayune mistakes that could come back and hurt them in the end, but they got to fix them here with 10 seconds left, just about 10 seconds left in the third quarter.
Now we see Moore with the ball. Black's going to swing it up to Cruz. Moore once again up for three. Off the rim, Heiserman comes down with it, and that does it. Heiserman with that last second shot does not touch the rim.
I think it was after the buzzer as well. I think it was just for gratitude if he would have made it. So at the end of the third quarter, North Penn leads by 10, 41-31. As we head into the fourth quarter. And
the Knights have just a 10-point lead here going into the final quarter. And it seems like a lot, but as we've seen throughout this game, both teams, neither team has really lost momentum here. They're both playing very hard, so this 10-point lead, while it's nice, might not be enough for them.
Yeah, we saw the Hatters, they lost a 9-point lead, and North Penn still in the lead, leading by 10. The Hatters at once led at 16-7, and North Penn has overcome that, and they've not looked back from there, and now lead by 10.
I mean, having that memory just so recently from the second quarter of coming up from being down 9, they're probably going to really want to hold on to this high lead as they know that the leads are not staying in this game.
And we'd like to welcome the North Penn School District Superintendent, Dr. Dietrich, as he joins us for the 6A District 1 playoff second round game.
And as the Knights and Hatters take back the court, the Knights will be starting with Mitchell, Coleman, Udinsky, Johns, and Giuliani. And as we saw in that last quarter, Ford will no longer be playing tonight. He has fouled out. And the Hatters will be starting Edwards, Davis, Black, Moore.
And Ford's a key contributor. He contributed 7 points and a lot of good defensive plays and offensive plays. So his presence will be highly missed in the fourth quarter, but North Penn looks to strike back.
Mitchell's not going to waste any time there within the first 10 seconds. He's already got 2 points on the board. As we see there, Johnson with the ball. Edwards back to Johnson. Johnson passes to Davis, and Davis just didn't have his man there at the corner as he expected. And it looks as if the Hatters will still have possession here. Moore will be passing it in. And the Knights have already extended their 10-point lead, now to 12. As Moore looks to cut that lead, Moore to Edwards. Edwards to the top to Black. Over to Johnson. Johnson will put it up for 3. Good shot.
Like
and the Hatters are going to be calling a timeout here. Just about 7.5 minutes left in this game. We haven't really seen too much of Johnson all game from Hatboro-Horsham, and he comes in the fourth quarter and sinks a 3 within 30 seconds.
His first appearance in the game, and he's already got 3 points off the bench.
It makes you think, what's he been doing the whole game if he can do that? So this should be an interesting last quarter with this new weapon that the Hatters are exposing. And the Knights, with their 9-point lead, will look to extend it as they get ready to finish out the last 7.5 minutes of this District 1 playoff game. And the winner of this game will be playing on Friday against either Coatesville or Downingtown West. And Giuliani will be passing it in for the Knights to Mitchell. Mitchell now with the ball as the Knights set up their formations. Mitchell right around Davis will put it up. And that's going to be recovered by Black. Now Davis up to the basket. And Davis will sink that layup. What a great transition there for the Hatters. That was Davis. That's his 5th point of the night. 10th point of the night, excuse me. And now Mitchell. Mitchell trying to move around Davis. Giuliani sets a pick, but Black stays. Mitchell will be throwing from out of bounds. And he's looking for his man. Finds Johns at the last second, who passes it right back to him. Mitchell fakes the shot, passes it to Udinsky for 3, and he'll stick it. What a great setup by the Knights. A fake shot by Mitchell, and Udinsky was right out there for the Knights to sink the 3, as we've seen him do multiple times tonight. And now that's Johnson passing it over to Davis. The Knights now with their 10-point lead, 46-36. But it does look like Davis will be going to the foul line.
This is Davis's first trip to the free throw line with 6:26 left in the fourth quarter. North Penn leads by 10.
And Coleman comes down with the rebound, giving it to Udinsky. Udinsky over to Mitchell. Mitchell right past Davis. And that ball is going to slip out of the fingertips of Johns. Looked like it was going to be such a great play, but the execution wasn't there.
I think the head fake even faked Johns out there.
I would agree.
But that's a good thing, because the execution by Mitchell was on point, so it's all good.
And now Davis passing it over to Moore. Now Johnson really feeling the pressure there by Johns. Now Moore dribbling in the paint. Great defense there by Giuliani. And Johns came up with the ball. It looks like Edwards will be going.
Looks like Edwards fouled Johns there, I think. And North Penn will continue with possession as Udinsky looks to throw it in with 5:56 left in this game.
And he'll choose a bounce pass right over to Mitchell. Once again, getting past 25. Mitchell going into the paint for a shot. Giuliani almost comes down with it, and it's going to be tipped off there by North Penn. The Hatters will now pick up possession. Just 5 minutes and 48 seconds left in this game. North Penn called the timeout. And that is Mitchell's 4th foul, and hopefully we don't see any more. They've already lost Ford.
And Udinsky and Giuliani also have 4 fouls. For scratch that, just Udinsky does. So they really want to be careful going later into this game that they don't foul out.
To foul trouble in their last game, and that really made a difference. So hopefully their coach is monitoring their fouls, and they've only lost 1 player forward, and luckily most of their other players haven't had too much trouble tonight. But it is something they're probably adjusting to as we speak.
A lot of the fouls they've committed as a team were early on in the first quarter, and that's the last thing you want to do against the Hatboro-Horsham Hatters, as they are a tough team down the stretch. You don't want to lose guys early like they lost Ford. So So they really want to monitor, as Anissa mentioned, monitor the fouls they commit as we go into the home stretch of this game.
And now we see Johnson taking control for the Hatters. And there Edwards. Edwards, a quick pass to Moore. Back over to Johnson. In the corner to Davis. Davis will go up with it. Right off the rim. Tries to put it back up, but that was Udinsky grabbing it. Now Udinsky taking it himself and letting his offense set up. Udinsky will pass it to Mitchell. Mitchell now back over to Udinsky. He'll swing it to Giuliani. Mitchell was in the middle. He'll put it up, get his own rebound, put it up again. And the Hatters had that one, but they will throw it too far to the other end of the court, and Johnson couldn't get there in time.
Black tried the stretch
possession.
He tried the stretch pass there, and Johnson could not catch up with it. With 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, North Penn still leads by 10.
Mitchell now slowing the pace down a little bit for the Knights. Over to Johns. And there's going to be a personal foul from 32. And that's the third foul there for Black from the Hatters. He's also approaching 5 now. Ford passing it into Mitchell. Ford now with the ball. Over to Johns. Udinsky now with the ball. And Udinsky will pass it back over to Johns. Johns now feeling the pressure from Johnson, and Edwards will give it to Mitchell. Ford now with the ball. Ford puts it up, and it's going to be rebounded there by Moore. Long pass over to Davis, and Davis puts it right up for a layup. And I'm guessing now Ford did not foul out of the game. He is back in this game for the Knights. Udinsky now. And it looks like Udinsky will now be going to the foul line. He sunk his last 2.
He's 2 for 4 on the contest.
And there's just above 4 minutes left in this game. North Penn leading 46-38 with Udinsky at the foul line. He'll sink his first. North Penn will be subbing in Heiserman for Giuliani. Udinsky now with his second attempt. It's going to bounce off the backboard. Moore comes down with it. He'll give it to Davis. And Davis, moving with speed, will put it up for a jump shot off the rim. And Ford comes down with the ball. Now Mitchell. Mitchell will pass over to Johns, but he'll give it right back to Mitchell. As we approach 3 minutes and 45 seconds left. Moore denies Mitchell.
So a foul on Mitchell, and now Giuliani comes in for Mitchell. With 3:40 left in the game, North Penn leads 47-38.
And that was Mitchell's 5th foul in this game. So we could see some impact here. He's now out.
And Davis now at the line, 0 for 1 so far.
Davis will sink his shot, cutting the Knights lead to 8. And he has 1 more left. His second attempt will sink it. The Knights now only lead by 7. And they have 3 minutes and 35 seconds left to go in this game to maintain or even increase that 7-point lead. Ford now with the ball around Davis. Ford going in, will fake it and pass out to Udinsky, who is attempting a 3 there, but Johns will come down with it. And it looks like Johns will be going to the foul line for 2. Some great integrity there by Johns. In the paint there. He had 2 or 3 guys on him. And now
Johns is 2 for 3 so far
And that foul was committed by Moore from the Hatters. That's his 4th tonight. Johns will sink his first now, putting the Knights up by 8. Attempting his second now, puts them up by 9. And he will sink his second attempt. Knights now lead 49-40 with 3 minutes and 20 seconds left to go in this game. Hatters keeping up their momentum now. Edwards trying to get around Johns, but he'll pass it out over to Moore instead. Now Johnson for 3, off the rim. Ford comes down with it. He'll pass to Udinsky as Udinsky waits for his team to set up. Udinsky gonna pass over to Ford as Ford looks for his man. Great pressure put on there by Davis. Ford will get rid of it, pass it over to Udinsky. Udinsky with the pass to Ford, trying to find Johns. What a great connection there by the Knights. Awesome passing, they connected everyone. And then we saw that last shot made. Now the Knights lead 51-40 with just under 2.5 minutes left to go. Now we see Evans will swing it out wide to Black for 3. Once again, Ford comes down with it. And it's gonna be a foul on Black. That's going to be Black's 5th foul. He's out of the game.
And so he'll send Ford to the line. His first trip to the line. He'll be attempting 2.
And the Knights are currently up by 11.
There you see Black exiting the game. Number 10, McNair, coming in to replace him.
And I believe this is the first time we're seeing McNair today from the Hatters. And Ford now attempting his foul shots. And his first one just off the rim, rebounded there by McNair. Now Davis leads with the ball, trying to get past Ford and Heiserman. Heiserman comes down with the ball just before it goes out of bounds. Now North Penn has possession. That's Udinsky. As we approach the last 2 minutes in this game, North Penn keeps possession with an 11-point lead. What a great situation to be in here. Udinsky now with the ball.
And they're going to foul him to stop the clock with 1:54 left. 11-point lead for North Penn. Udinsky goes to the line. He's 3 for 6 on the contest as he attempts 2 more.
Udinsky with his first attempt. And that's going to spin right out of the basket there as he tries to get this second attempt in here. And he will sink his second attempt, putting the Knights up by 12, 52-40. And we are under 2 minutes now. Moore is going to pass over to McNair. Johnson up for 3, right off the basket. Now Giuliani will pick that up and bounce it right back over to Udinsky. Udinsky gets right by Davis and Moore. Ford now with the ball, up to Heiserman. And Heiserman will now be going to the foul line.
This is also Heiserman's first trip to the line to shoot 2. 1:30 left in the 4th quarter. North Penn leads by 12. As Heiserman attempts his first shot. And he misses the first one. He'll look to rebound here with his second attempt. And he misses that one as well as Moore comes down with the rebound.
Moore now trying to get past Johns and Giuliani and Ford. Now Edwards. And that pass was intended there for McNair, but it's going to go right out of bounds. Now the refs are going to discuss this one. Controversy on this call. And we can't really see what's happening from here, but it looks like Edwards will be throwing the ball from out of bounds. 1:20 left. The Hatters have 12 points to make up to just tie the game. And Moore for three. Off the basket. Giuliani comes down with it. Right over to Udinsky. And Giuliani tried to tip that one. Didn't know Ford was behind him. Now Ford driving into the basket. And Ford will come down with it. Swing it back up top to Udinsky.
And Udinsky's once again fouled to stop the clock with 1:01 left in the game. Udinsky's going to go to the line to shoot two, and he's 4 for 8 so far tonight.
And Udinsky with his first attempt. That bounces right out of the basket. We've seen that multiple times tonight.
Udinsky's had a rough night from the free throw line, and he looks to rebound here. Try to go 5 for 10. And he cannot. He'll finish 4 for 10.
Giuliani grabs the rebound there, and as the Knights keep possession, he'll put it back up. And it looks like Giuliani will get the rebound again. He'll pass it up to Ford. Ford tries to sink it in, and Ricky Jones tries to get the rebound there, but they just weren't able to connect. And it looks like Heiserman is sending Moore to the free throw line as there are 45 seconds left in this game. The Hatters have 12 points to make up, which seems like quite a challenge.
But they have the right guy at the line. He's 6 for 8 so far. 6 for 9.
Moore now trying to cut their North Penn lead to 11, which he does. And with 43 seconds left in this game, it looks like we're going back to the foul line. It'll be Ford for the Knights on the line.
Ford is 0 for 1 so far from the line.
Hoping to improve that record here. Ford with his first attempt. And he'll sink his first shot. North Penn now up by 12 once again with 43 seconds left in this game. And Moore comes down with that rebound. Moore now with the ball, 40 seconds left. And Moore will miss his shot, but it does look like he is going to the foul line. 36 seconds left in the game as Moore attempts to add some more points to the Hatters score.
But first, a timeout called by North Penn with 36.5 seconds left. 53 to 41 the score. And when we come back from the timeout, Moore will go to the line. He's 7 for 10 so far in the game.
Heiserman now for North Penn has 4 fouls, but this foul trouble shouldn't be too much of a problem with only 36 seconds left in this game. But we've seen that from a lot of North Penn players, so they're very lucky to have made it this far. Most players with 3 or 4. And now both teams will retake the court. Moore back at the foul line. And as we mentioned earlier, the winner of this game will be playing this Friday from the winner of Coatesville or Downingtown West. Moore now with his second attempt here at the foul line. His first, here's his second. The score now 53-42 North Penn. And Moore cuts North Penn's lead to 10. Now it's 53 to 43. 30 seconds left in this game as the Knights have possession. There you see Ford driving into the basket. He'll make his layup. Now Johnson for the Hatters. We'll pass it over to McNair. McNair trying to get past Udinsky, but he'll pass it up. And Johnson will miss his shot. Try and get it again. And as you just saw, that was Heiserman on the foul. Now North Penn will be subbing in Michael Ward, a senior here at North Penn. We're also getting in Nate O'Donnell and Jason Prince here to finish out the game. In the last 12 seconds, it looks like they're switching their whole entire lineup. We have junior Joey Lindsay, senior Jason Prince, senior Nate O'Donnell, senior Michael Ward, and junior AJ Catanzaro. Completely new lineup here for the last 12 seconds. Trying to give everyone some playoff game feel.
And with only 12,
they don't have much to lose.
With only 12 seconds left, it looks like they could be North Penn. It's a sure advance to this Friday, rather, the next game in the playoffs, as Johnson makes his first shot. Why not get some of these guys warmed up for Friday?
I mean, it should be interesting to see what they can do with 12 seconds.
And Johnson.
Now the new North Penn lineup begins the last 12 seconds of this game. That's Prince passing it into Catanzaro.
We've got
now
under 10.
O'Donnell. They definitely want to score. I mean, that would be awesome for them. Now Prince is going to hold the ball.
They brought the mannequin challenge to the basketball court to finish this game. And Prince holds it there. So North Penn takes the game 55-45. And they will play this Friday night between the winner of Coatesville and Downingtown West. It's to be determined whether it will be home or away. It will be away if Coatesville wins. Should be home if Downingtown West wins, based on the seeding. So North Penn comes away with a 10-point victory, improves to 19-5 on the season, and they continue their playoff hope. And they send the Hatboro-Horsham Hatters back home. So a big win here for North Penn. And they will be playing this Friday night, once again, between the winner of Coatesville and Downingtown West. And we'd like to invite you to join us here tomorrow night at 7 p.m. at the North Penn High School Gymnasium, where the girls basketball team will be taking on Springford in the second round of the playoffs, District 1 6A playoffs. They also had a week 1 bye, so we hope you join us here, whether it be at the North Penn High School Gymnasium or for North Penn Television. So after we're here at the North Penn High School Gymnasium, for the entire North Penn Television crew, I'm Jake Lobrecht. Alongside me, Anissa Gardizzi. For our statistician, Jake Kopstick, we'd like to say so long, and we'll see you next time here on North Penn Television.